Welcome back to SmackDown. This is November week 2, the third week into a 5-week build towards Survivor Series. Like and subscribe, comment, hype the video, share the video, all the engagement possible. Do it, or else.
You
I guess I'm
die.
on my I'm on my
I
Eric stuff today, just or else.
haven't even been doing that.
Anyways, let's get into SmackDown tonight. Trick Williams opens the show and says he isn't waiting around tonight to get his U.S. title back. Demands that Jacob Fatu come down to this ring right now and face him man to man. Jacob Fatu comes out, and a referee rushes down to the ring, and we get our opening match in the evening: Trick Williams versus Jacob Fatu U.S. title. Jacob Fatu retains his title with some help from Bloodline Wolfpack. After the match, Bloodline Wolfpack attacks Trick Williams, and we see Sami Zayn come down for the save. Jacob Fatu retains. Cora Jade is waiting in the parking lot for her partner to arrive tonight. Team Bad confronts her, and Mercedes laughs at the fact that it seems like whoever Cora's mystery partner is appears to be a no-show for tonight. They leave, and Cora paces around in the parking lot. Io and Dakota speak backstage ahead of Io's match in the Elimination Chamber qualifier. Io wants Dakota to have her back tonight just in case Asuka or Kairi decided to try to get involved. Dakota promises to be ringside. We head down to the ring for that match, Liv versus Io. There's no distraction, no nothing. Io picks up the win and advances in the tournament. AJ Styles is then seen reclining in his throne in the locker room with Ethan Page standing by his side. Ethan tries speaking to AJ about the match between Gorillas of Destiny and possibly Lucha Bros tonight. AJ says he is not concerned about it. They're going to beat whoever makes it. But also happening at Survivor Series is that he's going to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. Now go do some scouting on whoever our opponents are going to be at Survivor Series, and sends Ethan Page out of the room. Charlotte is getting ready backstage when Chemical X walks into her locker room. Charlotte lets out a huge sigh and says, "Why are you in my locker room?" Tatum says, "Look, I just want to apologize for last week. I thought you would be proud of me for picking up such a huge win." Charlotte says, "You won, sure, but it was at my expense. Look, I don't know why I'm doing this, but there's something in you three that somewhat inspires me. So how about tonight you watch me do what you three couldn't and beat Jade Cargill for that IC title? Oh, and this time we will be going over notes." And Charlotte heads down to the ring. For Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair for the women's IC title. Towards the end of the match, we see Jade firmly in control and goes to hit Jaded, but Charlotte rolls through into a roll up. Jade manages to kick out at 2, and upon getting back to her feet, she gets big booted by Charlotte, who falls back into the referee. Sorry, flip that. Jade manages to kick out at 2, and upon getting back to her feet, she gets big booted by Charlotte back into the referee. Charlotte quickly pulls out brass knucks, and as Jade charges in, Charlotte nails her with them across the jaw. Charlotte then locks in the figure 8 onto an unconscious Jade, and as the referee stirs, they see a passed out Jade and call for the bell. Charlotte Flair wins the women's IC title. The referee just assumes that Jade passed out from the submission. Charlotte comes through the curtain, and Chemical X immediately starts going over notes for the match. Tatum then asks about the brass knuckles used, and Charlotte seems like she has no clue what Tatum is talking about. They walk off speaking about the match. We then get a quick shot of Cora Jade still in the parking lot waiting for her partner to arrive. We then see Sami Zayn is speaking with Trick Williams in the training room. Trick says even though he didn't want Sami's help, he appreciates it. Sami says, "Look, I've been on the receiving end of those attacks countless times, and I'll be damned if I see it happen to someone else while I'm around." Trick puts out his hand, and Sami shakes it. Camera's pan a bit further down the medical room to see Ray Phoenix getting checked out after the attack last week from Bloodline Wolfpack. The doctors tell Biggie that he is not allowing Ray to compete tonight. When we see the Street Profits then walk him and says, I guess you need some challengers for the Grills of Destiny tonight. Biggie seems conflicted but gives the opportunity to the Street Profits. Penta argues with Biggie but achieves nothing as the Street Profits head out of the room and down to the ring. We then see Street Profits versus Gorillas of Destiny, a number one contenders match for the tag titles. Gorillas of Destiny end up picking up the win. After the match, we see Bloodline Wolfpack beat down on the Street Profits when you see Sammy, Trick, and Penta all rush down to the ring to make the save. We then see Drew McIntyre storm into Big E's office, complaining about no one telling him Seth Rollins was going to be his opponent last week. Drew says that is something he should have been told. He thought he was done with Seth, and now he's back once again ruining his life. Big E says, Drew, the opponent shouldn't have mattered. If you were the better man last week, you would have won. Unfortunately, you're now in my office being about as poor a loser as any man I have ever seen. Drew steps to Big E, then restrains himself. Drew then says, if you were healthy, there would be a very different outcome to this meeting. Drew then storms off. Cora Jade is in Gorilla all by herself when Team Bad walks past her. Mercedes laughs that her partner seemingly just hasn't shown tonight. Mercedes says, "Oh well, at least it'll." Mercedes says, "Oh well, at least it'll be an easy night for us." And then Team Bad make their entrance. Um, After Team Bad's entrance, Cora seemingly comes out alone, but stops halfway down the ramp when AJ Lee's music hits. AJ comes skipping down to stand side by side with Cora Jade, and they make their way down to the ring. Towards the end of the match, we see Cora Jade get Naomi into position for Jaded. Mercedes hops up on the apron and begins arguing with the referee. AJ Lee goes around the outside to deal with Mercedes, but as the referee is still distracted, Tamina gets into the ring and super kicks Cora. This drops Cora and Naomi quickly locks in this Slay mission. AJ during this is trying to get back into the ring to break it up, but Mercedes has a hold of her foot. The referee doesn't see this as they are focused on the submission, and Cora tries her best to fight out, but eventually gives up and taps out as Team Bad retain their titles. And that is SmackDown.
You're playing like a bum.